Sunday afternoon. It's actually not. It's actually Monday night, and today you are listening to the Binch Bros podcast. I am here, joined today with Sejun Park.
I'm getting too old for this shit.
And also Keo Garin. Hey, what's up? And today we are going to be talking about Bloodborne. Alright, who the heck was that? Who was that guy?
That was our announcer.
Wow. We're gonna have to like go through interviews again for our like opening.
We have to screen them better, I think.
We gotta screen them better, yeah, because I think, if I remember correctly, he's also like a convict too, so I mean...
Oh, that's a convict?
A little scary to have him in the office right now, isn't it?
Hey man, he's just trying to turn his life around, man.
That's true.
You don't have to judge this guy based on his past.
I think it's fine. It's just I'm just a little intimidated, you know? He has more muscles than me. It's a little scary, that's all. Anyways, he's right. We are going to be talking about Bloodborne. Mm-hmm. And let's just get into it.
Yeah. All right. So, all right. Well,
I guess we should start with what Bloodborne is, right? So Bloodborne is pretty much like a not even an off-brand. It's like same brand of Dark Souls. It's made by Software Games.
Well,
correct?
Okay, they're called From Software.
From Software.
Yeah, one word, From Software.
That's their full name? I thought it was Software.
No, that's From Software.
Oh, damn, fuck.
One word. Most people call them From or From Soft or From Software.
Okay, yeah.
You're the only one I know who calls them Software.
I could have swore I heard someone else, but yeah. It's From Software. Maybe,
yeah.
Wait, so then you would say it's from Software.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, it's from Software.
Okay. Damn, I think that's okay. All right, yeah. It's from them. They also made
by From
Dark Souls.
They did. They
very
made
famous.
King's wait, that's not what it is. Kingsfield. That was their old game series that they did. Kingsfield.
Mm-hmm.
And that's if you trace back Dark Souls and Demon Souls all the way to its root origins, it's this PlayStation 1 series called Kingsfield, which is very it's a 3D first-person RPG that's very demanding and hard. It's a lot like Dark Souls.
I mean, that sounds similar to Dark Souls.
Mm-hmm. They also made Tenchu, I think. Mm-hmm. They made some of the Tenchus, if not the original.
Yeah.
Do you know those games? The stealth ninja games?
I do not, actually.
Oh, they're great. Tenchu, the first one, came around the same, maybe a year before Metal Gear Solid.
Mm-hmm.
3D stealth ninja game. Really cool, really hard. The draw distance is terrible in those games, so they're really hard to go back to.
Yeah.
But they're cool. I would always, dude, if they made a new Tenchu game, I'd be all up on that so fast.
I would probably get into it. You said stealth, right?
Yeah, it's all about stealth.
I'll try it out.
You could fight, but you were way weak, and the enemies would kill you if you tried to take them on. So there's a lot of hide. You had a grappling hook, and you'd go on rooftops and do assassinations.
That's cool.
What else? They made the Armored Core series. Do you know Armored Core?
No, it sounds like a mech game though.
It is, yeah. It's this series of mech combat games that are pretty cool. PS1 era. They made some later too, but yeah, their biggest hit is for sure Dark Souls.
Yeah, I want to look up Tenchu, but what we're going to talk about is...
Once again, you surprise me. You are a fan of stealth games, Keo. It's not that you have a passing interest in the genre.
But you know what?
You like the genre. You didn't know Metal Gear, and you knew.
I know of it, yes,
but you don't know Tenchu. What do you know about? I want to know. Actually.
This is what happens. So I end up this is my full gaming repertoire, if you will. Mm-hmm. So at first it started with Nintendo. Oh my goodness, cool. Super Mario Bros. Came out, or Mario Brothers came out on the NES, and then I got on
You played
Nintendo
Mario
64.
Brothers on the NES?
Yeah, or SNES. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was SNES. Then we got a Nintendo 64. Started playing Zelda, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and then I think this is where the competitive part kicked in, is when I started playing Smash Brothers, and then we ended up getting a PC, and then at that point we started playing like StarCraft and stuff.
Okay,
and
you gotta tell me though, what is your history with stealth action games or stealth games?
Well, this is the problem. I mean, stealth games is like, I think like
is it a recent?
It's
love?
Has it been a recent? Because I played what was it called in Tom Clancy Splinter Cell. There you go. Splinter Cell, that was coming out. I think that wasn't on like either. It was on PC for sure. I think we played it on PC.
Yeah, that was an Xbox launch window game.
Yeah, I think. I think it was on PC too, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah, we played it on PC, and that's where the love for like stealth came in, because my brother was into it. So I was like, oh yeah, you're right. But see, this is where the issue comes in. This is where the true issue comes in. So from PC, I ended up playing Warcraft 3, and from Warcraft 3, I got the mod, or like
Dota.
a custom map called Dota. Yeah. And then from there, I couldn't stop playing Dota. And then Dota 2 came out, League of Legends, and here we are playing Overwatch. And
actually,
you
never touched Smite.
I've touched Smite. I actually touched
Smite.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, no, those games pretty much sucked up a lot of like my actual gaming time. So like, I miss like Wind Waker. I miss like the other Zelda game, well, Twilight Princess. There you go.
There it is.
All those.
Wait, you didn't play Twilight Princess?
Nope. Yeah, I know, dude. It's bad.
You know what's bad is I've only played one Zelda game to completion, but that game is Twilight Princess.
Yeah.
And I love it. It's like I've
heard good things.
It's funny, while you were playing your MOBAs and stuff, I think I was like, because I also grew up with a Super Nintendo, right?
Yeah.
I love my platformers there.
Yeah.
And I got a PS1. I remember loving my PlayStation 1. That's where my love for weird games came like
I feel like PlayStation really throws out the weird games.
Yeah. I mean, like, obviously even their mainstream games like Parappa were weird, you know? But like what was it? What was that? Silent Bomber, I think it was a game that I recently bought it again, like on eBay for my PS3. It's a PS1 game because you could play those on PS3, you know?
Yeah.
I remember I was like, oh shit, this game is as fun as I remembered and weird. There was like but like at some point after the PlayStation 2, I had the PlayStation 2, and then I like missed like a big chunk of PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, that era. Because I was on the computer. Yeah. And I was only playing computer shooters, actually. I was playing a ton of first-person shooters
like
in Real
Spec
Tournament.
Ops The Line.
No, that was a PlayStation 3 game that I played.
Okay.
No, Unreal Tournament and Quake 3.
No, I remember Unreal
Half-Life.
Tournament. Yeah. Half-Life. Those are really good games, too. I think Portal is one of those, too, right? Or
I missed
just Orange
Portal
Box or whatever.
Time. Yeah, I missed Orange Box. I didn't... Yeah. No, I think I stopped PC gaming when like Half-Life 2 came out, because I remember I bought Half-Life 2 at Electronics Boutique. Yeah. This is when those were more common than GameStops. Yeah. And I brought it home. I remember I put the disc in, and installed all of it or whatever, and the game wouldn't like it would run, but just like I think it was like running at like 5 frames a second. Like it was like chugging,
because it required more like advanced computers and stuff.
Yeah, and I was like, oh no, like
that
I don't think I can play PC games. And like the last game I remember playing on my PC, like, and it was having a hard time running it, but like at the time was Max Payne 2. Yeah, like this is what I'm talking. And so like from then on, I remember I traded Half-Life 2 with a friend for God of War, one of the God of War games. Yeah. On my PlayStation 2. And I was just playing that. And I was just like, you know what? It's hard to keep up with PC. Just gonna play consoles for a while.
Yeah.
Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast. I also played that on the PC.
Yes,
that's a really good game,
dude. And Jedi Academy. That was like the highlight of my like Star Wars hype.
Yeah. Those games are super cool. Actually, I recently bought them again, like
Humble
maybe
bundle?
a year ago. Yeah, no, it wasn't a bundle. I don't. Maybe it was.
Okay.
Maybe, I feel like I just bought them on GOG.
Yeah,
but
GOG's
those
good.
games are really fun to return to. There's this gun in Jedi Outcast that is a sniper rifle that you hold down the shot before you shoot it, and if you hit them with it, it disintegrates.
Yeah,
people.
I remember those. It's a classic in like sci-fi, I think.
Yeah,
I think we're getting a little sidetracked here. We should get back to Bloodborne real quick.
Yeah, well, I mean that's a stealth game. Bloodborne.
Yeah. Stealth. What? Bloodborne is not stealth. Kind of is. You could kind of like implement stealth, but yeah. But okay, so let's go back into Bloodborne, and that's what it's about. So Bloodborne is a third-person perspective game where you are in the like Gothic Victorian era, as some would call it.
That is what it was called. That's what it would be called.
Well, yeah. So I mean, like it just looks like in Victorian era.
Absolutely,
and you have a whole bunch of like, just monsters and people like, not monsters, they're beasts, and people and like deformities and like. It's a whole bunch of weird stuff going on.
What is it? It's Bram Stoker by way of H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah.
That's like that's the aesthetic that Bloodborne has, and it's very violent. Obviously, it's
definitely.
It's a third-person action RPG where it relies on extremely precise combat, just like Dark Souls. The difference between Dark Souls and Bloodborne, the main difference between Dark Souls and Bloodborne, is in Dark Souls you always have the option to hide behind a shield. In Bloodborne you do not have that option. Instead, it favors aggressive, just going in, you know?
Yeah.
Because like there's that rally system where you get health back for attacking if you got damaged.
Yeah.
And also you have a gun instead of a shield, which is not usually for damage. It's for parrying. Yeah. So it's all about timing and managing mobs and etc.
I do actually, you know what, I remember you mentioning, us talking about this off the podcast, but I thinking about it, I do like parrying a bit more on here than I do on Dark Souls. Although it's been a while since I played, which
much easier to parry in Bloodborne than it is in Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Enemies are generally faster than in Dark Souls and Bloodborne, especially the bosses. Like, the bosses are way faster. So you can get overwhelmed in Bloodborne in a way that I feel like Dark Souls you can't as much. You know, I feel like Bloodborne's like a meaner game in a lot of ways.
So you're saying once I play Bloodborne and I transition into Dark Souls, I'd be a bit easier. It'd be easier for me to play it. Maybe.
I find it that way, and also I find it like Dark Souls. Maybe not 3, because 3 is really good. Like I like 3 does a good balance between classic and like they take inspirations from Bloodborne too.
Cool.
But like I played Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin, right after I played Bloodborne. And it's a hard game. It's a Dark Souls game, but it's I felt like it was so slow. I was like, oh my goodness, this game makes me feel like like I'm just like I have like a weights on my legs or something.
Yeah.
You know, I just felt like so slow. Which I mean, Dark Souls 3, I feel a little bit more nimble, I guess. But
cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much Bloodborne. It has a classic thing where you have to like kill enemies, monsters, or bosses and stuff to collect like echoes, essentially like souls.
I should say, full disclosure, like this is one of my favorite games, like full stop. Like I love this game. Bloodborne's one of my favorite video games. So is, you know, the Souls series. Like I just love these games, so I can't speak about them without bias.
Without bias.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could possibly, but I also kind of like them as well.
I mean, like,
challenge and everything. You know?
Yeah, if someone like said something bad about them, in my mind, I'd probably have reasons why that's not actually a good thing, not a bad thing.
Yeah. That is a good full disclosure. My full disclosure is, I don't know. I like the Souls. I love the Souls game. I don't play as much as June. This is actually the first of the Souls game I've finished on my own.
Nice.
And I enjoyed it. I really did.
Yeah. It's a tough ride, but it's very comfortable once you get into the rhythm.
Comfortable? To be honest,
I mean, like
this, the story in this really makes my like spine tingle and like my as I say many a times and my butt clench multiple times.
Well, it's okay. I mean, obviously spoilers ahead, but
yeah.
So like there's the two parts of Bloodborne, right? Like in terms of like tone and narrative, I guess, is it starts very Victorian horror, monsters, werewolf-men, that sort of like horror aesthetic, like you're just like you feel like you're entering, Dracula's village or Frankenstein or something, what I mean, like that sort of vibe. Yeah. And then and that's the first half of Bloodborne, and that part's brilliant. I think it's super cool. Yeah. But then little by little
comes in.
Yeah, it starts creeping in this eldritch like cosmic horror stuff, and it's and like by the end of the game it's full on, full on Lovecraft, and it's great. It's really done cool. So like, well, yeah.
It's so funny. Like I'm getting more like not immersed, but a lot of the things I'm doing lately is getting is relating to Lovecraft because like I'm playing Pathfinder and our sessions are pretty much Lovecraft themed, and playing Bloodborne just made me feel a little not connected, but it's pretty cool to know. I know a few things about Lovecraft and stuff, but still the horrors are like they're real. It's scary. It's disgusting. It's kind of cool, but it's also it's pretty scary.
No, it's what is it? Innsmouth. What's that book? Something Innsmouth. The one about the fishing village. And sure. That it's a Lovecraft book. Let me look this up. A Shadow over Innsmouth. Yeah, it's about this fishing village and like I don't know. There's like people turning into fish monsters and stuff like that. And the DLC Old Hunters, there's a big part of it that takes place in a village that's overrun by fish monsters, and it's very yeah it's like totally a reference to that book, along with a lot of things in Bloodborne as a reference to Lovecraft, like this Shoggoth and in Nightmare of Mensis that just kills you with frenzy from that tower, like there's like what's her name, Ebrietas is like sort of like a stand-in for Cthulhu. I feel like there's a lot of cool
stand-in.
Yeah, for sure. Like she's got like or maybe like the what are they, the amygdalas,
yeah I was gonna ask Saul about that because I think he knows a lot of that. I'm gonna ask him because he's downstairs right now, but yeah. Oh, by the way, the fish type people, I was trying to talk to you, tell you what they're reminding me of in the DLC in relation to Final Fantasy. Sahagins in Final Fantasy. That's what they're called. They're like fish people or fish like tridents.
Aren't they? Okay, in 15, I remember them as like alligator looking things that would be by water, right? But they were like quadrupeds, I think. They weren't like standing, were they?
Well, there's like different variations. The ones that I've fought in didn't have like shells and stuff, or They had scales and stuff, but they weren't like alligators. They were just pretty much like fish, like walking on two legs and stuff.
They were walking on two legs?
Yeah, and they had like tridents.
Maybe I'm picturing the wrong monster. Sahagins?
No, Sahagins different. For some reason, they're different in 15. For some reason.
Yeah. Okay. So like, the ones I know about are the ones from 15. Yeah, you're right. Okay, I'm looking at pictures of.
Oh, well, yeah, they actually are
14
too.
I'm looking at the ones from 14, and they for sure look like that sort of idea that what do you call it? The fish monsters from Bloodborne.
Yeah. But yeah. All right. Well, should we just get into story? What we think about it? I don't even know.
Yeah, I've talked about Bloodborne a million times. I've streamed it like a billion times. I've just covered this game a lot. So you go for it.
Yeah, I'll go for it. And then you just chime in with your expertise in Bloodborne. So when I played the game, oh my goodness! At first, when I started playing it, it was pretty bad because like I started playing it with like waste of space or whatever, and which is pretty much like the lowest one, and with like lowest stats, and I was new. Like that was first game that I played with Bloodborne, and I was just getting my ass handed to me left and right, and I did not enjoy my time, so I dropped it. And then like a year later, I picked it back up. And now I'm playing again with more of the mindset of like, oh, okay, I should probably get health, and focus on like melee for right now, or something. So, going through it, you pretty much go through in Bloodborne. You wake up, in like this hospital. I think your like body's like injured and stuff or something. And you just go in this hospital, and the hunt is on tonight, and you start like at night, like or before the night actually falls. And the hunt essentially is, I'm not too sure what the hunt really is. I think just a lot of monsters has come out, and
I mean, I know like what it is. I know what the hunt's about. I know like we can get into like the lore of Bloodborne.
Kind of want like, to, but
I mean, yeah, sure. It's all right. There's all right. Before we go on, I'm just gonna say there's tons of great YouTube videos online. If you guys played Bloodborne and you weren't sure about what happened, I recommend looking up videos by Vatividya. VAATIVIDYA. He makes fantastic Souls and Bloodborne content, so check that guy out. But yeah, okay. So the hunt. You want to talk about the hunt?
Okay. I want to talk about the hunt.
All right. Well, if we're gonna talk about the hunt, we're gonna have to talk about the healing church first of all, and the old blood. Okay.
Yes. Old blood.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so there was a city. Okay, so there was people before Yharnam the city, called Thumerians. Okay, that's what the Chalice Dungeons are about. And there was a queen of the Thumerians named Yharnam, and they were communing with the old ones. Okay, which are the Eldritch people, the Eldritch gods. Sometime later, like there's a city called Yharnam, named after the queen, built on top of the ruins of the Thumerians. The people there discovered this miracle blood, the old blood, right? And it could cure illnesses, and so the healing church was formed, and there became this like economy of blood ministration, okay, where people would be healed from whatever sickness and stuff, and you, the hunter, are just someone with a illness of some kind, and you go there for healing. That's how the game starts. You get the blood transfusion, and it turns out you came there right at the time of the hunt. Now the hunt, at first, you think it's just to kill beasts. Okay, people gather to kill beasts. Okay.
Yeah.
But then as you play the game and do digging, you realize that it's actually the beasts. Okay, people become beasts because of the old blood, and so the church sends hunters to kill the beasts. But the whole thing is actually a cycle because the oh man, someone explained it so much better. There was this video I watched recently where they were talking about it. So the old ones want this cycle to continue of people hunting and killing beasts and then becoming beasts. And,
okay, yeah.
I forget what it is, but anyway, throughout the game you're going, and it's kind of a nightmare you're in. You're not in necessarily just a real world, you know, and but you gain insight, right? Mm-hmm. Like as you're fighting more and more, you start like your scope of the world starts expanding more and more.
Yeah.
And as it's expanding more and more, you're learning, like you're seeing things that are always there but you couldn't fathom before. You know, like the amygdala is on Cathedral Ward and you know, stuff like that, right? Like you're seeing
just everywhere
things,
really.
Yeah, that was always there, but like you couldn't see it because you didn't have enough insight, you know. And the more insight people have, the more like they seem crazy, you know. Mm-hmm. And so like Master Wilhelm, he founds Bergenworth, this college, you know, which is like I think their goal is to like study the old ones, you know, and like transcend humanity, you know. Yeah. And they say something about having eyes inside your brains, and so like Wilhelm like blinds himself because he sees too much, kinda, or something. It gets really weird and confusing, but you know, it's one of those things where you'll be up until 3 a.m. watching YouTube videos and it'll make perfect sense, and then months will pass.
That's what I want right now.
Months will pass and you'll kind of forget about it.
Oh god.
It'll feel like you just like, it'll be like you went on a trip during college to Joshua Tree and took some peyote or something, you know. It's just like one of those like it seems hazy and dreamlike, but like, you know, at one point you knew and understood like everything about the universe, you know, of Bloodborne. It's but so there's hunters who hunt the beast, and then the hunters eventually go crazy and other hunters hunt the hunters. And that seems like the cycle, but then you realize that you're all kind of being played by the old ones who are, you know, they're kind of rigging this game and keeping the cycle going.
Well, I feel like it seems like it's like a kind of like a Matrix thing type thing. Does like the hunters hunting the hunters or whatever, or just people killing people, like keep them alive longer or something, or just like fuel them or something like that? Is that the idea?
I think there's a big part of the theme of bloodlust, you know, people wanting to like kill each other. I think that like because there's this whole thing about beasthood, you know, and remember Eileen the hunter? She's the hunter of hunters. She's like talking about like how she doesn't want you to hunt hunters. She's like, leave the hunting of hunters to me, because like the more you're entrenched in that, the more close to beasthood you're becoming, you know. You're becoming more like them, and like throughout the game people mistake you for a beast often, you know. People like attack you because they think you're a beast, you know, and they're the ones who seem beast-like to you, you know. And it's I think there is a bit of a play on perception, you know, how like who are you, what you look like to yourself might not be exactly what you look like to the people. And what you're doing might not be exactly what you think you're doing. You know, you might be thinking you're killing monsters,
But
maybe you're not.
You are a monster.
Yeah, maybe you're the monster.
You.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's obviously it's a thing that's been done before in things, but I think it's done really well in Bloodborne. I think the setting really drives it.
Yeah, I really like that. I think the biggest thing that I really need to really just put together, man, is what happened. Because right now I finished the game and I'm slightly confused.
Okay.
Because I'm just gonna go. Can I just go straight to the end?
I think we need to talk about the ending in order to talk about.
So,
that universe.
Jingle kind of told me something. He told me that I chose the bad ending. So,
I might disagree with him.
Well, he said you said that, or something, or maybe he's doing the Jingle thing where you actually said something else. I don't know. Anyways, this is what happened. So, apparently the last thing happened. Wilhelm, right, in the wheelchair.
That's Gehrman.
Gehrman.
He's one of the first hunters.
Okay. Yeah, Gehrman. Well, last thing, Gehrman, he's like in the hunter's dream essentially, and he pretty much like kind of helps you and tells you lore about like the hunters and what the hunter dream is, and pretty much towards the end, you pretty much go over there to talk to him, and he asked you to sacrifice yourself.
To submit your life. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that way he can wake up and get out of the dream.
That way you can wake up.
Forget. Yeah, and you'll forget everything or something like that. And I refused that. And so what happened is I killed Gehrman, and I believe this is the special ending, where I actually consumed 3. What's it called? 1/3 umbilical cords. And I fought the moon beast. Moon presence. Yeah. And God, I was really scared about that fight too, because I had like 3 vials left. I was already at 1/3 health, and I had to use them all to kill him. And then I killed him. So the last thing that I saw, which confuses the hell out of me, is there's this doll in the hunter's dream that you go to constantly to level up and stuff, and she calls you Good Hunter. So she looks to the ground and sees like this weird worm tentacle thing. She picks it up and says, "Oh, Good Hunter."
That's all she says.
You seem to be cold or something like that. Yeah. Something about cold, and that's all she says. So that kind of like, because the other thing too is I wanted to like talk to her and also go check on the other people that I saved, which I didn't get to check before I even started the final boss. Because
I told you.
I'm aware, but I did finish the rest of the stuff. But I completely forgot about them. I think I just really wanted to push to finish. But yeah, I'm just confused. What was that? What is all that?
So the game, there's 3 endings to this game. The first ending is if you submit your life, Gehrman, takes a scythe and cuts your head off, and then you open your eyes and you're back in Yharnam, but the sun is out and it's fine. Everything's fine. It seems normal. And that ending is, a lot of people think, oh wait, that's the only happy ending. And then the second ending is you refuse Gehrman and you fight him and you beat him, and then the moon presence comes down and absorbs you. It seems it does something to you. Then it cuts to you are now in Gehrman's wheelchair with the doll pushing you, and it's like the cycle, and the hunt is about to begin, and the cycle is continuing on. You replace Gehrman. Yeah. And then the final ending is you beat Gehrman, you beat the moon presence that comes down, and then you wake, and it seems you're an infant great one, and now, even though you're fighting against them for humanity, it's like, what does it mean now that there's a a great one, that you've become a great one. What
Yeah.
are the great one's priorities? What's gonna happen? What does it mean to be this cosmic eldritch, being of who knows what type of powers or authority the hunter is gonna wield now. But
Yeah.
so those are the 3 endings. I can see why a lot of people think that the 3rd ending is the bad ending or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think
because
any of
then
them
you would
are
be like the ultimate. You'll be the reason why the hunters are hunting or whatever.
Yeah,
or
possibly.
all that.
I mean,
guess. Yeah.
I think you're giving up your humanity. I guess that's kind of a bummer in human in from our human perspective. That is kind of a sad thing. Yeah. But the thing is, none of those endings are happy. I think.
No, I don't think. No,
the middle ending is, I think in a way they're less tragic as it goes on, because it's the middle ending shows the final ending, you become a great one, and who knows what that means for humanity and everything, but it does mean something has changed. There's a new old one, or a great one. There's a new, there's a new thing on the board, new piece on the board, so who knows what's going to happen. Is the hunt still going to continue? Is the nightmare still going to be the same? In the middle ending, it says that the cycle is going to continue. Now you're roped into it as well.
It's there's not going to be any progression. It's just going to be the same thing.
Yeah, and I mean, you're just you lead the next hunter, into going down the same path you went down probably, and then
that hunter's just going to be in that wheelchair again.
Maybe, if they beat you. The first ending, in a way, is the ignorance, worst. Right? Yeah, it's ignorance, right? It's you wake up, you know, as you're playing through the game that humanity is fucked. Yeah. You know that there's just horrors that exist just out of eyesight, just out of reach, and they look at us maybe we're cockroaches. They don't care for us. They don't care. They don't. They don't care. It doesn't matter. We don't matter. And we're their playthings, and they'll twist our world upside down on a whim, and yet you're just gonna go through the rest of your life not even knowing about that. Not knowing about their existence. So in a way, I think that's possibly the scariest ending, if you look at it from a certain point of view.
Essentially, I think it's going to be the same thing where you go back again, because I think where you pretty much the hunt happens every night. Is that the idea, or is once every other night or something? Or
no, I think I think that there's a night where the hunt happens. I don't know if it's yearly.
Okay.
Maybe it's yearly. No, it doesn't
feels,
seem... Yeah, maybe it is.
To me, it feels like the hunt happens quite a lot.
Yeah, I think it does.
So, I'm thinking it's either weekly or, every night. So then that means, every night would be crazy, though. I think a lot more people... There wouldn't be a lot more people.
Well, you change things throughout the course of the game, and... forever, you change things forever. You kill Rom the vacuous spider, who holds their world and our world apart.
Yeah.
And you kill the guardian of that world.
Yeah.
That's the one that Bergenworth is communing with, and you kill her. And after that, the world is in a much worse place than it was before. Yeah. The new great one is born, the one reborn. You kill that. Yeah. You kill Murgo, presumably. You never even see Murgo. You just hear Murgo's crying. Murgo is possibly the daughter of Queen Yarnum, the son of Queen Yarnum, who was a human who conceived a child from the Great Ones, maybe. Yeah. anyway, that all happens. The world is like really different from when you before you got there, you know.
Yeah.
And then like this is not even talking about like, you know, what you did to like the Hunter's Nightmare, and like, you know, what happened with like Cause. You know, Cause, she died in a dream or in a nightmare, and she gave birth to the orphan of Cause, you know, who is, you know, I don't even know I don't know what's up with that, actually. I don't know. I would love to watch a YouTube video on that. You know, like,
yeah.
It's very weird.
We kind of speculate, but I'm just barely. I kind of just not speed run through it. But I kind of like rushed it, if anything.
Yeah. No,
so picking up story, picking up lore and stuff was kind of like third priority. Kind of.
I mean, like, yeah, all the lores and, you know, just like Dark Souls, all the lores and item descriptions and stuff. You know, like you pick up. One of my favorite piece of lore in that game is from like the church set of armor, and like talks about like the healing church, like hunters, you know, and like it's really creepy, like it's so creepy. Like there's their gloves are called surgical gloves, because they wear surgical gloves to remove like the cancer from inside people, like with their hands. And it's like, and like when you parry someone in the game, you do exactly that. You reach in with your hand and you know, take something out. You know, you notice that, right? You never. I'm
aware. I'm aware that he does that, but that didn't necessarily click until you mentioned it.
Well, I mean, like I always noticed it because in Dark Souls, if you parry someone and you do a visceral attack, you use your weapon. Yeah, it's like a specific animation depending on whatever weapon you're using. And in Bloodborne, you don't. You use your hand no matter what weapon you're using.
Then we could say that the character is actually from the healing church, then, or at least.
They're borrowing their practices. Like your character seems to like.
Knows about it, or at least, because like otherwise, why would he do that, right?
I don't know. And I mean, like there's a lot of things, right? It's like your character can use any of the weapons and wear all of the armor. You know, you're like in between all of these factions. You know, like you don't have an identity. You never have an identity in any of these games.
No.
Your identity, I guess, in this game is probably a little more pronounced than in Dark Souls. Like
pale blood.
Yeah, actually, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it depends. But like, you're not like a chosen one in this game, I guess. That's the difference. Like in Dark Souls, you're always you're that unkindled, or you're that, you know, the chosen hollow. You know, you're that specific person that like might, you know, kindle the flame again or whatever. And
change the world pretty much.
Yeah, but like not really. I mean, all these games, all of these games, from Dark Souls, from Demon Souls to Bloodborne, like all of them have like this very like nihilistic, like there's a sense of like the world is just gonna keep like going on whether you're there or not, you know, like it's just gonna like you like almost don't matter, you know what I mean? And like I mean, like it's great because like you don't matter in the grand scheme. Like even if you kindle the flame or you don't kindle the flame, like Dark Souls 2 picks up however much time later and no one even remembers if you kindled that flame or not, because it's going out now. You know, and it's like you know, Bloodborne, it's like I feel like maybe a similar thing might happen if there's a Bloodborne 2. Like, you know, is it still just gonna be the hunt? You know, is it gonna be like Yharnam in hundreds of years from that period, or is it gonna like, you know, like I would love it if they did a prequel and it was like set in Dumeria or something.
That'd be very interesting. That would be cool.
But like I mean, I don't know, like, you know, what the like you know, like the
aftermath, or if they would even continue as like a sequel type thing, or
Well, I mean, like, all of these games have this sense of like decay, right? Like entropy. You know, the world is like always gonna rot away. It's always gonna fall apart and get worse slowly, no matter what you do to try to stop it.
Yeah.
And it's you know, it leaves you with a sense of like ennui, you know, where you're like, oh, I'm not doing anything, I'm not affecting anything, you know. And it is, that's why it's like, you know, nihilistic in a way, because it's like you can't like, you're not helping anything, you're not hurting it, you're not helping anything, you're just not affecting anything, no matter what.
Yeah,
it's the ultimate reversal of a power fantasy, you know, even because you are pretty powerful throughout the games, you know, you can kick ass, you can kick all these monsters' asses, but like, at the end of it, what does it even mean? You know, like, you're nothing, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's depressing. Those games are very depressing, but I think that's like why they're cool. It's like a big part of why they're cool.
Yeah. I think as much as I don't like it, the other thing too is like how just weird and creepy it could get too. I think that's
for sure.
That kind of like makes it interesting for sure.
It's definitely one of the scariest games I've ever played. Yeah. I mean, like, it's scary in a good way too. I mean, there are jump scares. You know, there's a werewolf will jump down behind you and like, you know. But like, there's also,
I feel like it's not really like jump scares, like it's gonna come out to you in your face type thing. It's more like it'll come out to your character. Really.
There's a few times when like you're walking by a door and the door just explodes with a werewolf or something. You know, like that happens in the game. But the really scary parts are like kind of mechanical, which I think is great. Like, you know, all of these games, Souls, Bloodborne, like they run on this system of recollecting what you've lost. You know, you having one chance to recollect what you've lost. You know, whenever you die, you leave your blood stain, and if you go and touch it, you can get your currency, everything you've gained up until you died, back. But if you don't get it like within this chance, you lose it all. That's like the big risk in all of these games, and it's a really cool system. I think it makes you really weigh whether or not you want to like push too far, you know, like or like
makes you it just makes you more conscious, and then also like it kind of makes you a better player too, because you know you want to like, you know, you have to be better in order to like evade attacks and stuff, and really pay attention to like what moves you do, and you know just see what moves they do as well, like enemies and stuff.
That's why when you die somewhere like the Nightmare of Mensis, or in the middle of a boss fight with someone who's particularly fast or does a move that could kill you in one hit or something like that, you're so much more scared than you are in any Outlast or, you know, like, you know, whatever zombie horror game just there is.
Any game that has like a button where you could panic and leave, or just know that you're going to be okay and nothing's bad's going to happen at all.
Yeah. Here's the thing, right? Like I remember I heard so much about this video game, Outlast. I heard it was such a scary video game, and I was like, oh cool, I want to play this scary game, you know. I had played Bloodborne before I played Outlast, right?
Yeah.
Now, when I played Outlast and I was being chased by these monsters or whatever, you know, or these crazy people, you know, and they're like, you know, trying to cut me, and just like, you know, the whole vibe is like, you know, whatever. I wasn't scared because nothing would happen. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, it doesn't matter. Like, if I die, I'm just back. You know what I mean? Like, there's no stakes, so it didn't scare me. Like, Resident Evil, the first Resident Evil is scarier, because like, when's the last time you saved at a typewriter? You know, how many ink ribbons do you have left? You know, that's a scarier game than you know, most horror games today. And Bloodborne has got a similar thing, because it's like, it's constantly auto-saving, so you can't fix your mistakes.
Nope.
If you messed up, there's no reloading a checkpoint. You know, you gotta push forward with it you have, and like, you
also cannot pause in between a fight either.
Yeah, and also you get invaded in these games.
Yeah,
that's terrifying. Like, if you get invaded,
other players.
yeah, because like, they are not out to help you. Like people are gonna want to kill you, you know. Like and like you're trying so hard to just make it, and then you know Johnny 123 invades your game, you know, and you're like, oh no, not you, not now, you know.
Johnny Cheese 123.
Oh my gosh, but like yeah, I don't know. It's for sure, and I mean also the themes and visual design is very scary too. Yeah, and cool, like really cool. I think that's a big part of it. I think it's like just gorgeous to look at. It's like
yeah,
and you know like everything's like the architecture is so like imposing in this game, you know. like whenever you're in a church, you're like, this is beautiful and horrifying, you know. This is horrible how beautiful and scary this is, you know. Like
all the it just looks really beautiful, but it's also like really scary, especially with all the, you know, the urns and stuff, and then it's like creatures that are around,
dude.
And just
I think this is one of the first games I can remember where like I left a really dark, like spooky place, and I opened the door and I came out to like sun, you know, just like blinding, like bright sun, and I was more scared. Now I could see, first of all, like I'm talking about when you leave the lecture hall and you go into the Nightmare of Mensis.
Yeah. And
you just like you know, not the one with MacLeod, but the one with the amygdala at the end.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? That area where it's just like bright, and you're just like, oh, this is terrible. Like now I can see everything so well. Yeah. And everything is horrible. Like,
yeah. Oh my god. I really want to look up that guy now.
Vadi Vidya. Yeah, he's great.
Vadi Vidya. Yeah. I think since I'm done with it, I want to learn more. Because, like, there's a lot of pieces that I'm just, like, confused about. And right now I'm just like...
Also, there's another good YouTube video that I saw recently that I do want to plug. Just because it was about Bloodborne and it was great. It was called... Hold on, I'm looking through my
your history.
Yeah, I almost called it censorship.
What censorship? Okay.
I think I was watching a video about censorship before this.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay, it's called Folding Ideas. This YouTube channel. It's called Why Bloodborne's Happiest Ending is Bloodborne's Most Depressing Ending. He basically says what I just said earlier about the endings. Puts it much better.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
Also, I mean, like there's a ton of like, you know, reading you could do, like, you know, there's forums that talk about stuff left and right. And Bloodborne, since it's older than Dark Souls 3, like, you know, it's already has a lot of most of its secrets have been uncovered and stuff, you know, like
I think what's cool is like when you figure it out yourself, right? That's when and then you look it up. You look up like what the developers actually said, and it matches up. It's probably one of the best things, but right now I think it takes a lot of effort trying to like understand like what.
You know what's cool is you don't see. They don't tell you too much. From Software like never really tells you much outside of the game.
That's what I'm saying. Well, for this game for sure. Then like that's why it's like cool because like you really like figure it out with the little information that you have, right?
Right, and I mean,
it
like,
would feel really good.
It's cool because you can like, you know, get their art books and stuff like that, right? And like they're like and they'll have like design notes, and you'll be reading the design notes, and you'll be like, oh, that actually adds like context to something I was wondering about, you know, stuff like that. Like it gets really like bizarre. But I mean, like, man, Bloodborne's one of the coolest games, and the follow-up to Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3, really takes a lot of ideas from Bloodborne in a beautiful way. Like they make it they make the game, you know, pretty fast, like, you know, like it doesn't feel slow, like if you're from Bloodborne. You know, it improves upon a lot of things from Bloodborne, And
this all sounds very appealing to me, and I really can't wait to play Dark Souls 3.
They just announced the final piece of Dark Souls content.
Yeah.
The final DLC just got announced today or yesterday.
Wait, which one are you talking about? It's one you haven't played yet, or one you played already, right?
No.
Really? It's a new one?
Yeah, it's gonna come out in March. The Ringed City.
Wow.
Yeah, they just put out a trailer for it. I haven't even watched the trailer yet. It came out not so long ago.
Oh man, I'm hyped.
No,
I'm
it looks.
Right I'm really hyped.
Sick because
God.
Dark Souls 3, it's great game, beautiful game. The first DLC that came out is great. I love it, but is pretty short. It's pretty short. As it raised a lot of questions. It was cool. It was a new setting, but it was kind of unimpressive for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
DLC number 2, the Ringed City, feels like, from what I've heard, it's gonna be much bigger and much more expansive and lore focused. I mean, all the pictures I've seen from it look incredible. I have no idea what the hell is going on. I've seen some really cool pieces of gear that you can get, which I mean, honestly, as much as I love the lore and the setting and stuff like that in these games,
you're in it for the gear.
I am. I can't help it. I love.
Well, you're in that FC, dude.
I love getting new weapons, and checking out their movesets, because in these video games, everything, your fighting style depends on what you hold, and it's and it's funny, most video games, you equip, what weapon do you equip? You equip the one that gives you the most DPS, easy.
Yeah.
In Dark Souls and Bloodborne, it's not like that. It's you might have a weapon that gives you more DPS, but you might like the moveset of this other weapon more. And that's a worthwhile trade-off. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's worth not having damage output be at its max threshold when you can do more things with this weaker weapon that has exactly the right feel that you like.
Yeah, which is why we talk about this I think many a times in our past podcast, and I think that's what I really enjoy about these games is that you can pretty much pick up anything, and that can pretty much be the weapon of your choice for the entire game.
Yeah, and there's a ton of people who play it like that. They choose the weapon pretty early on. They go, "This is my weapon." Dark Souls, for instance, they'll pick up this straight sword. The long straight sword or whatever, one of the most basic. It might come on their class. They might choose knight, and he has a straight sword and a shield. It's great. This is my set. This is what I have for the rest of the game. No matter what weapons I'm picking up, I'm keeping these as my main because I like the moveset, and they just play through the whole game that way.
Yeah, I really like that. I've seen some crazy speed runs and stuff where they only use daggers and stuff, or just a dagger, and it's oh my god.
I've seen this soul level 1 playthroughs where people don't level up once throughout the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's doable, it's feasible. That's the thing, everything hits you so hard in these games, but you hit pretty hard too. You're no slouch yourself, there's nothing takes so much damage to most boss fights end within 10 minutes, inside 10 minutes easy. Probably 3 minutes, 5 minutes roughly, just because you're either gonna die or they're gonna die. Mm-hmm. There's no 3-hour boss fight like a Final Fantasy 15, that doesn't happen.
Man, I love Bloodborne.
Bloodborne's great. I found out how to PvP, by the way.
Did you?
Yeah.
How's you do it? This might as well just right now.
I mean, since the Sinister Bell wasn't working, since that's rando, there's a way we can do it, which is if you join the Vile Bloods or the Executioners.
Yeah.
And I joined the Vile Bloods or the reverse one, whichever one you didn't pick.
Oh, so I'm Vile Bloods. You would be Executioners.
Yeah. Or do you have the Vile Blood rune?
I have the Vile Blood.
Yeah, you equip that rune.
Yes.
I equip the Executioner rune. We set a password. You ring me in for help. I come into your world to help you, but Vile-Bloods and Executioners are at odds, so we're gonna fight. Yeah.
You can still get souls in you still get souls in Insight.
I want to.
Right?
I mean, do you have time later today? Do you want to give this a shot?
You want to test that?
Yeah.
No, I do not. Unfortunately, maybe later on, probably.
Yeah.
But I know you work tomorrow, so
yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But cool. But I think that's Bloodborne.
Yeah,
that's Bloodborne. Bloodborne, really fun. If you haven't played it, if you like the Souls series and you played it before, you definitely got to give it a shot.
If you like the Souls series, you've played Bloodborne, unless you don't own a PS4.
That is true. Actually, yeah, that as well.
That's like the one thing. Like, it's a PS4 exclusive.
Yeah,
unfortunately, for people who don't have that console. Which is kind of a shame, because I feel like, in a way, like, I would love to see how this game would run on PC with all the settings turned up.
You finished the whole entire thing in... isn't it on a PC as well?
No, Bloodborne? Right? No.
Okay. You finished it in your Twitch stream, yeah? Yeah?
Yeah, I did a run of it on Twitch,
You know, if you don't have a PS4, just, swing over to twitch.tv/Bad Friends Brigade and
it might be the first stream we've ever done. The first stream might be Bloodborne. It was we had a character named Lady McBabel.
Yeah.
And
Babel, nice.
We did like a level 1 playthrough just of the whole game. I used axe. That was my weapon of choice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the big axe that you get, one of the first choice weapons. That's what I used, and
Can you have multiple characters? Because I remember you said, like, with this character. I was like, what do you mean this character?
Yeah, you can have multiple characters.
So if I just press new game, and will it save on a separate one? And how do I select my other?
Character? You go to load game, and you can choose which game to load.
Okay, interesting. Because it didn't seem like I could do that for some reason.
You can't have multiple saves. You can have multiple characters, and they all have their own save. You can't have one character have multiple saves. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, yeah, of course. Yeah. But you can have multiple characters and they have their own saves.
Yeah, I have like 4 characters probably.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, because you want to try out different builds. You don't want to necessarily you want to try out different builds. So you go from beginning. You're like, I'm gonna spec out with skill. I want to see this stuff. I want to go all full blood tinge. I want to see if I can just shoot everyone to death with my gun. Stuff like that.
Or your bow for those who have the DLC.
Yeah.
What a good game.
It's a great game. What is it? Next week we're gonna be talking about.
Are we closing it right now?
No. Are we?
Plug it in.
Do you want to
plug it in right now? No. I wanted to know what you.
Oh wait, no, we weren't gonna. Yeah. What the hell? Why did I think Bloodborne was it? I thought for a second Bloodborne was it.
No. Yeah. Well, let's go with other games we played this week.
Before we talk about that, I do want to mention one thing I forgot to say about Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about how beautiful it is.
Yes.
It's got some of my favorite music, ever.
Yeah?
Just so good. I watched a video of this orchestra performing songs from Bloodborne.
Oh. I feel like...
It's so good.
I feel like I'm going to have... I'm actually probably going to look it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
After you said it. And then I'm probably going to really love it too, and then I'm going to appreciate it a lot more. Similar to when I played Undertale, and then playing it after you play, or playing the music after you play the game, you appreciate it more.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be one of those things, because I liked it when I was playing, but there's so much that you're doing, and so you're trying to not die, that you don't appreciate it too much. I think if I were to listen to it now.
I just love that it conveys intensity without a lot of percussion. It's like mostly like choirs and strings and like loud like that's how they get big. They like there's the violins. Escalating. Yeah. It's not like.
You know what's my favorite though? My favorite's the one that's like a music box, I guess.
Sure. Yeah. Even that tune's great. It's like
those are my favorite. Which I believe some would think it would be not their favorite.
I mean,
but yeah,
it's just got such good music. So you want to hear what I've been playing, or I think you had a game you wanted to talk about?
Yeah,
you want me to go first?
Mine might be quick, so I could go.
All right,
if you don't mind.
Go for it.
So finished Bloodborne, cool. Now gotta pick up a new game. Dang, what am I gonna play? Whoa, hey, World of Final Fantasy.
Hey.
Let's pop that bad boy in.
Did you ever finish Watch Dogs, by the way?
Watch Dogs? Ooh, dude. Okay, maybe I should finish that.
This is when you started it. I was just wondering.
I did.
And World of Final Fantasy seems like it's gonna be a pretty big game.
It feels like it's not, but I don't know. It seems pretty linear right now. But to be honest, I don't care too much about that. But I think I might pick up. I might do Watch Dogs first, just to finish the main story. But anyways, I picked up World of Final Fantasy this week, and I am liking it so far.
Yeah.
Animations are kind of a little weird, but I think it's because it's kind of like
cute.
Like it's not matching. It's not syncing up with like English.
Like their lips are weird.
Yeah, it kind of matches up sometimes.
Okay.
But I think I got the Japanese dub. So I might put that in and see if that looks a little better.
Was it like a separate download or something?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think you could get it with the day one edition, which is
interesting. You have to pay for it. I don't like that.
Like early. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it when games do that.
Maybe it comes in with it already. I'm not sure.
This is what I know about World of Final Fantasy. Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
You play as twins, maybe, or brother and sister. And
please don't say lovers. That'd be very awkward.
I didn't.
No, I'm just saying, just like in general.
No, I wouldn't.
Before you, okay.
I'm not going there. Anyway,
cool. Twins.
What the fuck was I saying? Yeah, so you play as twins.
Yeah.
And you hold on. Sorry, let me find my train of thought again. You play as these twins who are like new Final Fantasy characters. And you're like normal people, and then you run into versions of previous Final Fantasy characters who are tiny people called Minikins.
Close.
And you're giants.
Lillykins.
Lillykins. And you're a giant, but with a J.
J, yes.
And then what I think is cool about this game is, so it's turn-based RPG, and the way the battle system works, which I think is pretty cool, is you stack on top of each other. Like, so your giants are on the bottom usually, I think, and then you can stack Lillykins on top of your head, and by stacking you like combine their like strength.
You combine everything. HP, AP.
But it also gives you like
abilities,
buffs, right? Like depending on how you, and like it matters the order you combine them, right?
Yeah, it's large, medium, small. That's the order.
I think that's cool. I think it's a really neat system. I think it's a cute system. I think because it's like it fits with the like art style. The it's really cool to see like their like I'm just gonna say they're like the chibi versions of Final Fantasy favorites. Like
they're pretty much Yeah,
I love seeing like Cloud and Lightning, like but tiny. Like it's fun.
Cute. I love it because it's cute. The puns still get me, but I think puns get me in general because
you just don't like puns.
I think I excrete them excessively throughout my life, but when someone else does it, apparently it doesn't fit right with me. But it's not that bad.
I think culture has told me to act like I don't like puns, so I often do act like that. Like Timmy knows famously how I will groan at his dad jokes and puns.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't dislike them. I mean, I don't know if that might be a bit strong. I mean, I love puns. I don't think they're the highest form of comedy, but like, I think they're like, they could be fun. But what I don't like about World of Final Fantasy is humor. Humor? I don't know. Maybe it's just like a cute little affectation. There's a character that says "the" after everything.
Okay, no, see that?
Yeah, that's not really puns. It's just annoying.
That kind of needs to be thrown into the. That's rude to say.
You don't like it. You don't like it.
I don't.
Yeah.
God, I'm about to be rude too. But I mean, other than that, it's just cute. It's hella cute, and I like it.
Is it fun? Is it challenging at all? Like the battle system?
I think right now I'm still kind of pretty much in like the tutorial.
Mm-hmm.
But so far,
pretty easy.
I think it's simple. It's simple, and I think that's what I like because like. After playing Bloodborne, where it's not simple.
Mm-hmm. Bloodborne's simple. It's just hard.
Yeah, but it's the learning curve. I think it's pretty hard, especially if you haven't played in a while and are completely new to it, right?
Right.
But with this, it just really makes it. It's pretty hold your hands pretty hard or pretty good.
It's gonna be tough if you do play Watch Dogs instead of keeping on with Final Fantasy. Because I assume like that it's got a pretty specific battle system that has nuances that you might forget if you play another video game in between.
That is true, which is why I'm probably gonna, because you hella reminded me about Watch Dogs, so I want to try to finish that.
I mean, Watch Dogs is just like I don't know if you're gonna forget how to play Watch Dogs, even if you return to it a year from now. It's a third-person open world game that's like easy to pick up, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, that's cool. World of Final Fantasy looked great. I wanted to play it.
It's really fun. Right now, it's just really fun. There's one thing you kind of forgot about World of Final Fantasy. So what if you add the Pokemon aspect into
World of Final
Fantasy?
So this is kind of like Final Fantasy 13-2. Like how in that game... Yes. So in that game, you collect monsters.
Uh-huh.
And in this game, you collect monsters.
Yeah. Well, okay. So monsters in here are called mirages. I mean, I don't know if we want to be. That's what they're called.
Okay.
And pretty much, the idea right now. Should I go into spoilers? I don't think I should because.
Nah, don't spoil it. I mean,
they're pretty much just called mirages, and you pretty much just collect them. Through these things called prisms, which essentially are like Pokeballs, but your characters pretty much have an unlimited amount of them in a way. You just pretty much go around and you collect them, and each it kind of still works at like Pokemon, but it's more of the sense of like as you level them up, they just like kind of like go into like somewhat new classes. So like there's one that's called Choco Chick, and I think we can all assume what it essentially evolves to, a Chocobo, right? It starts at once you get to level 10, you got all of the ability or mirage properties. I forgot what it's called, but pretty much there's like this sub ability, mirage abilities like table or tree, if you will, and you could spend SP, I think it was called, to get new either abilities, enhance their traits, and just get more stats pretty much.
Dang.
And as soon as every mirage has its own thing. It has its own like ability tree. And then at some point, once you get to level 10 or something, I haven't gone this far yet, but so this is what I'm assuming. You get to evolve it from like Choco Chick to a Choco Teen, I don't know, and then a Chocobo.
Do they all have like what? Do they all have like a level cap of 99?
I'm not sure. Probably. I mean, that's classic like Final Fantasy, isn't it?
Yeah, because like not gonna lie, like that is a huge turnoff for me. Like the idea of collecting hundreds of things to level them up, all of them to max level, is very.
I'm hella not thinking about doing it like that at all.
Yeah, but I mean, I would have to if I played that game.
In the game, you have to collect them all. That is the thing in the game.
You have to collect all of them? That's like the main goal for your
that's what it seems like right now. But I mean, leveling them up, you don't have to, obviously. But my thing with it right now is trying to get a good set and seeing like what abilities I want to have on the two characters, and just go with those. Because if I were to like level all of them to 99, then that is not gonna do for me. Like I'm just gonna play it in a way that I like. Whichever like Mirage I essentially like, I'm just gonna take those with me instead of the ones that instead of leveling all of them up to have like more diversity or whatever.
So like the Lillikins, do you collect them too, or do they just show up in your party for a minute and
I
leave?
think they are summons.
Oh, okay. So you're summoning in Lightning. You're summoning in Cloud.
Titus, Cloud.
Yeah.
Also, by the way,
what happens when you summon in Yuna? Does she summon in another summon?
I guess.
Or like
I'm not sure.
I don't know how.
I'm not sure about that. That is interesting.
Yeah.
I think maybe Yuna has like a separate subset to where you could summon like different summons, like Ifrit or something.
Okay.
But I don't know. I haven't gotten that far. But that's what I've been playing this week, and I'm liking it. I'm liking where it's going. I'm just enjoying my time right now. So that's what I've been playing.
That sounds awesome, man. Yeah, the game sounds cool. So I've been playing Gravity Rush 2, right? And I loved the first game. I played it on my Vita. I'm one of the few people who have a Vita, yes. And I actually got the remaster when it came out on PS4 because I wanted to play it again. And I liked it even better, playing it on big screen. And then Gravity Rush 2 came out, and holy cow, I loved it. This is like quickly becoming one of my favorite Sony exclusive franchises. And this is a final entry, I think. I don't think they're going to make another one after this. This is going to be the conclusion of the story, which is like very bold and cool.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, to do that, like, that's gutsy, kind of.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's like such a cool game. Like, I've never had more fun flying around in a video game. Like, the way they do flight in Gravity Rush is it's excellent and very disorienting.
It's not really even flight, really. It's falling, right?
Yeah, you fall. You pick a direction to fall. Yeah. And it's great. It's super fun to do. Also, they've revamped the combat system a bit. Like, you have these different styles of gravity and traversal system,
you mentioned this.
Yeah, it's really cool.
There's like 3 styles, right?
There's three gravity styles that you can mess with. There's the regular one, which is just like Gravity Rush 1. Then there's lunar, which is where you are super light and you can like jump really high even without shifting gravity and stuff like that. Then there's Jupiter, which makes you really heavy, kind of like tanky, but
like smash, like do more damage.
Yeah, you can do like shock waves like throughout the ground and stuff like that. And they're all really fun to mess with. The thing I love about Gravity Rush 2 though is first, like, there's so many things I love about this game. It's an open world game where they don't put like, there's no towers, there's no like collect a million feathers or anything, but there's just like gems everywhere that you collect to level up your character, and it's just like they're just like tucked away under, like, all these are the open world is like these floating islands, and like a really good
classic.
But the really cool thing is they're not like just flat, it's not like a flat plane of islands. It's like the islands are like floating hundreds of feet like above each other and below each other and stuff like that. And so like you can fast travel and stuff, or you can just like jump off the edge of an island and just like fall past clouds, and then you're in the next district. You know what I mean? That's so cool. Like, I love just like falling for a minute and then like getting to like from the way rich area to the poor area, way down below. Like, just falling that whole distance is super satisfying. There's it's all the side quests I love. Like, I mean, they're not always fun to do necessarily. There's like one specifically that bugged me, but like most of them are interesting because they're like they really build like character. Like, you know, the people have these like good stories about them in these side quests, and like also most of the side quests aren't like fighting based, which I think is really interesting because
is it like a it's like a travel type thing, or
they're
like
all different,
point
like
A to point B, or
like no, they're different. Sometimes you're just like, you know, seeing, you know, like you're following a person around secretly, you know, so you're like, because you have these gravity powers, you can like, you know, like you don't want them to see you, so you're like walking on the building pretty high up above them, you know, like to like follow them. Or like there's another one where like you know, you're pretending to be the celebrity, you're dressed as a celebrity and you're pretending to be them in order to drum up you know, like to sell ice cream, you know, like you're pretending to be the celebrity while eating ice cream and like trying to get people's attention. There's another side quest where you one of my favorite side quests is like you're supposed to like just grab people and like take them like to like drop them off in front of the store, you know. Okay. and so like I'm just running around, you know, I go into the middle of a crowd of like, you know, 12 people, and I just use my stasis bubble and just like pick them all up, and they're all like screaming and flying, and I just start chucking them into the spot, gosh. You know, just like launching them like bullets. It's really fun.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's great. But like, here's the thing I really love about this game, which I didn't expect, and I think is brilliant. So they have this online functionality in this game. It's nothing new. It's nothing you haven't seen before, but it's so encouraging. So how it works is you're playing the game and you'll do challenge missions, you know, like, you know, do this race, you know, like slide only, you know, and you'll do the race, you know, and you'll like, if you get a good time, you can send the challenge out into the world, you know. And then as you're playing the game, later you'll get a notification. It'll be like, hey, the challenge you sent out, you know, it's you know, the results came back. Do you want to see it? And then you look at the results, and it's like, you won. They couldn't beat your score, you know, or whatever. And like, and you get coins, these dusty tokens for them, and dusty tokens, if you get them, like, so like they range from like, you know, you get like, you know, you get this photo item that you can there's a photo mode in the game. You can, you know, put in the photos, or it can go from that to like you get a new costume, to you get a new talisman. Talismans are basically like bone charms in Dishonored, if you know, like they're these like passives that you can equip on your character. And like you get special ones for getting dusty tokens, and it's great. You can take photos of you just take a photo wherever you want, and just like, you know, put it up for review, and then, you know, in someone else's world, they'll see your ghost, they'll look at the photo you took, and they'll say nice, and then you'll get dusty tokens. Or if you find someone's photo, you can go look at it and say nice, you know.
It's interesting. It sounds like it's like how Bloodborne and Dark Souls, you could drop like notes and stuff.
Yeah,
but
it'll kill you.
You're putting these in places where they put it at, right? Or
you can put them wherever you want, but like, like, you know, I'll just be flying. Like one time someone put it mid-air, and it was really hard to get to, and like I tried for like 3 minutes, like trying to like land on this photo so I could rate it, and then I got over it because I just couldn't do it. This person just put it I mean, that sucks for them. They're not getting the nice, you know, points for it. But like another fun like thing is there's these treasure hunts in the game. So like you'll get a notification about a treasure hunt, right? And you'll go and check it out, and like you get a photo, like a hint that someone took, you know, like, so there's a photo of where the treasure is, but it's kind of like you have to look at that photo and figure out where in this area that the treasure chest is. So you fly around, you know, looking for it. When you eventually find it, you get, you know, dusty tokens and gems for it. But then you get to take a photo and send it out into the ether, you know, and like, you know, like, so I'm always like, oh, that photo was kind of helpful, but it didn't show this specific landmark, which would have made it easier. So I always try to make it a lot easier for people, you know, when I'm playing, because I want them to find it.
Then you get dusties.
Yeah, you get dusty tokens when people it notifies you. It's like, hey, this person found a treasure because of you. Here's that's like 20 dusty tokens, and I'm like, yes.
It's a more rewarding like online system or like note system.
Yeah, it's super fun.
Yeah,
you have gestures in this game. It's like I love how single player games. Well, I mean, I guess Bloodborne is technically not single player, but like Watch Dogs 2. Well, I guess Watch Dogs 2 isn't either. That is online multiplayer. Well, all of these games now, like that aren't like just like Overwatch or something, have emotes. You know what I mean? And they're like campaign games have emotes now, and I love that. It's so fun to me. Like
it's something for for the players to have like a little satisfaction. Satisfactory.
I love just like in video games, like in Watch Dogs 2, like it takes a picture. You get a trophy for like beating a story mission. And every time, like, one of those pictures would be taken, if I go through my trophy list and look at those pictures, like, Marcus is always dancing. Yeah. Because I'm always having him dance when I beat a mission, like, dancing on a hood of a car, usually. So, like, I have, like 5 pictures of me just, like, dancing on hood of cars, Yeah. And, like, in Gravity Rush, I love, just, like, emoting and, like, standing sideways on buildings and taking pictures and, like, just being weird. And it's, like, super fun because you're not doing it by yourself. You can send those photos out, and then people can see what you did and like reward you for it. And I think that's really great.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. That's Gravity. That's. I'm gonna have to pick it up at some point, or just watch you stream it. Because I remember I saw you play it. It seemed pretty cool. Just the whole falling mechanic.
Yeah, it's weird. It's definitely a sequel. It's like I don't know. A lot of people are recommending playing this game even if you haven't played the first one. I mean, I would say you should play this game 100. Like everyone listening, should play this game. This game's great. Mm-hmm. If you have the time, money, and patience for it, play the first game first, just because that game is also great. And this story of this world, this like universe, is very weird and like interesting and meta. It's like it's super meta. Like towards the end of that first game, you're like, wait, what the hell? Like I didn't expect that to take the turn it did, And like if you've played that game, like midway through Gravity Rush 2, something happens where you're just like my mouth was like open. I was like, holy shit. And like later I've seen like trailers and stuff, and I was like, damn, these trailers are showing a bit much, because like when I saw it, I was just like, whoa, like I did not expect that at all to happen. I felt like the game was big enough as it was without having to have this extra layer, and this extra layer is fantastic. It's a great bit of like fan. I don't even want to call it fan service. It's like fan reward. You know what I mean? It's like and it's excellent the way they do it. And it's just like this game is so. It's gonna be the last game in the series, I think. And what a great way to like close out your game. I haven't even finished it yet, but like
it sounds like you're pretty close.
I don't know if I am, man. I think I'm like,
or it sounds like you're already like you're really into it. So like you understand the game a lot. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's very
after playing one, of course, but
the combat's very fun too. Like in the first game, it's a lot about like flying kicks. You're just like, oh man, I'm doing flying kicks all the time. I'm always doing flying kicks. In this game, like they give you a ton more things to like throw. So like I'm mixing it up I'm like flying. I'm falling sideways past the enemy while like peppering him with like debris I picked up, or like there's all of the powers work differently depending on the styles. So like your regular flying kick, if you're using lunar style, becomes this warp kick where you teleport warp hit them. And like in your Jupiter style, it's like this charged up kick that like if you hit a wall next to like if there's like 5 enemies on a wall and you do your charge kick, you can kill all 5 of them. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause it sends out a shockwave. Same with the debris that you throw. Like normal one, you're shooting like, you know, pretty good damage debris. In the light mode, the lunar mode, you hit them with the debris and it like freezes them in place, you know. And with Jupiter, instead of picking up 5 little pieces of things to throw, you pick up like 5 and then combine them into one big massive ball.
Yeah.
And then you can chuck that and it'll like destroy like a Nevi that will take like, you know, usually like many hits. You know, you have to break all their separate parts individually, and if you hit them with one big fat gravity ball, it could kill them in one hit.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Super fun.
That's awesome. Is there any other games you've been playing this week?
So the way I play video games is I have one main game, one big story game that I can play at one time, because I can't do the attention thing where I can't play like 2 games at once. So I'm sitting here waiting to finish Gravity Rush before I start Yakuza 0.
Yakuza 0? Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too, because I remember you mentioned it and you told me that it came out, and I want to try to pick that up.
Dude, I've been looking at all the reviews, and most of the reviews, people are saying like
good things.
What people are saying is, this is my first Yakuza game, and it's brilliant. And why hasn't anyone tried to convince me to play this game before?
Nice.
Like, that's like what
I'm really excited.
Have all these games been this weird and cool, and the fans are usually like, yeah, no, they totally have. Like, are you kidding me? In Yakuza 5, you could be a pop idol and just like have dance battles in the street. Yeah, these games have been weird. But like other games I've been playing, I've been playing fighting games recently. I've been playing a lot of Street Fighter and Dead or Alive. I've been playing Overwatch a lot.
Yeah, Overwatch is another game I've been playing too.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Widowmaker in Overwatch, which is a character that
snipes.
Yeah, and Kyo doesn't like that character. He thinks all Widowmakers suck. So
they're either really there's only 2 types of Widowmakers. They either really suck or they're really good. And I've always been against really good ones, and I really hate it.
You're against really good Widowmakers?
I am, and I hate it so much.
Why?
But you can't really tell either, like if they're good Widowmakers too.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're against that, like you're fighting against good Widowmakers.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying you're against, like you poo-poo the idea of a good Widowmaker.
Yeah.
I was like, why?
No. I commend those who are good, but either way, like it's still kind of hard to tell if a Widowmaker is good, even if they're on our team too. As a tank perspective, I guess, because I can't really tell. Because all I'm here to do is just to protect.
You just look at the kill feed, and if you just see June Master J pop up a bunch,
oh my god,
that means I'm killing it. If we win a match,
sorry, go ahead.
If you win okay, this is what happens a lot. We win matches, and I have gold for eliminations, and I'm Widowmaker.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, that's like good. It's a good feeling, and then you get to play of the game too, and it's like 3 headshots in a row, and you're like,
you get to prove everyone wrong.
Yeah, dude.
Much.
Oh my god, there's this match, me and Jingle and Justin. I think it was some of us were playing this match, and there was this, we were losing pretty bad, right? And there was this Tracer kicking our butts, just like this.
Oh no,
crazy.
I was there too.
You were there. I got played the game. You saw that, remember? Like Tracer. I just see my health bar go from like what is it, 200 to like 50 in a second, and I'm like, oh my god, this Tracer's trying to kill me. And so I turn my camera, and I just like see her like pop into view, and I shoot her in the face,
right in the head. Yeah.
And then I like proceed to kill 2 more with headshots, and I was just like,
I was right.
You were
right
in that
behind
game
you when I saw that happen too. I was like, oh my god, he just turned really quick.
Oh my god, that was the scariest but most fun. Like, that's one thing multiplayer games have over single player games. Like, moments like that happen.
Yeah, I live for those moments. Those moments, and those moments happen quite often in Overwatch. Is why I love it.
Yeah, it's built in a way that like makes it feel like you're always like part of something cool.
Yeah.
Even if you're not like the best player, or you're not the, I wonder how a Mercy, because I never play Mercy, so I don't know, but I wonder how a Mercy feels when she's damage boosting, like, a Roadhog who's doing his ultimate and he gets like 3 picks. Like, do you feel good as a Mercy? Or are you like, yeah?
Are you kidding me? Yes. I damage boosted a freaking McCree one time. I mean, like, and he was ulting. And I felt like I did a lot because I saw the kill feed.
Doesn't that also just like
my side?
Isn't that an instant death though?
Yeah, but like it makes him get it faster because it adds that damage.
Oh wait. So you mean he doesn't have to wait for the circles to fill up before he?
Yeah, well, it fills up much faster.
Oh, it just fills up immediately?
Not immediately.
No, but I mean like the circles fill up. I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, because the circles take longer for tanks because they have more health. It all depends on how much health they have too.
So. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So no matter what, if you pull the trigger before the circle fills up, it's not a kill.
Yeah, definitely not.
Oh, I thought it was like
it has to be straight up a red skull.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Okay.
That's why sometimes when you boost McCree too, that helps out a lot too because it's almost instant.
Yeah, because then you don't.
He pops it and that's it.
Because usually when it's like it's high noon, you feel like I have time to get away from this thing. Yeah. You know, or like I have time to prepare myself. You know, but like if the McCree's like boosted, then it's like you think you have time, and as you're running for cover, he can gun you down.
Yeah. The other thing too, just for the fact that so that we know, when he's pretty far into his ult, if you pop your head out, he's already ready. So if you pop your head out and he sees you out, he can one shot you.
Wait, really? Like even if it doesn't, if he wasn't looking at you?
Even if he hasn't like seen you, yeah.
Wait, what?
He's ready. He's ready to go.
So his circle doesn't have to fill up on you.
Well, I think the damage just builds up. I think that's the idea.
Oh, interesting. I thought it was per person.
I mean, maybe this might be a spurious fact, but
no, that's cool. That makes sense.
I'll look that up and then I'll make that up.
Wait, do you think that works? So it's like you're high nooning. You're waiting for the so it doesn't matter if you're looking at no one when you're high nooning, as long as you're looking at people at the end of the high noon.
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
If you don't pull the trigger by the end of the high noon,
bullshit like McCree ults, and I'm like, what the hell? I was not even in there at all.
Can you move during the high noon?
Yeah, a little bit.
And you can look around, right?
Yes.
Like that.
But it's all slow though, I think.
Even looking around this slow?
Yeah, I think it's slower. But I think we should end it. One thing I do want to mention, just because I gotta put a little brag in there. I didn't make it to top 500. So I get to get
PlayStation 4.
Sweet. It's PlayStation 4. But what I found is that it's not by region, so it's all of PlayStation 4 in the world. So that's pretty cool.
That is rad.
So yeah. Any sponsorships or anything, just send it over. I don't really care for that. No, I honestly really just want it for the animated spray because I like that shit. I like that stuff.
Man, I really want. Well, first of all, who are you gonna get a golden gun for, man?
I already got it for Zarya, which is my main. I want to try it for Winston. Yeah.
Yeah. You love Winston.
I want to play him more, but it's hard to play him in comp because he's not really, It's kind of hard to like combo with sometimes.
I was hearing this is I don't know, this might be outdated stuff now, but there was this talk about how like maybe this is outdated because triple tank is such a thing now, but and once that's fixed, that'll be outdated. But
yeah,
dive comps used to be a thing in Overwatch, and that would be you would have your straight up Winston, Lucio, Zarya, and like Genji or something, someone, and you guys, these characters dive, and they dive their back line, and they get their mercies, they get their like Widowmakers, they get their like back line important picks, you know what I mean? Like you get those guys and you can get out. Winston's really good for getting out, and like how many times have like his ultimate saves his life, you know what I mean? Like how many times have I like gotten a Winston almost to death and then he just pops out his ultimate and it's just annoying.
Yeah, and then now you're low health when you almost had him, and now he's gonna kill you with his fists.
Yeah. I mean, obviously,
hard,
if you have a May or something like the Winston's poor boy.
Yeah, I think it's anybody really with May, but it's some characters can't counter her. I think Zarya, no, not even Zarya. Like she can still win.
Maze can get killed by Tracer.
Okay, yeah. Anyone that bursts, pretty much, that could take her health down pretty fast.
Reaper.
Sombra. So pretty much all offensive characters then.
Yeah, Sombra's like
the best, probably,
because she can hack her. Soldiers aren't very good against Mei though. From a distance they are, but I mean, not up close.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe they can run away from her freeze.
Yeah, gotta get around that corner, I think. But, anyways, that's a nice little like Overwatch speed through. No, I don't even fucking know what to call it.
It's a game that we play every single day, or just about. And we don't talk about it on the podcast every day.
Yeah, because then this would literally become an Overwatch cast. Like, we will literally just talk about Overwatch.
I mean, we don't have anything interesting to say about Overwatch.
Really,
like everyone's already said way more interesting things than we have to say about Overwatch.
We could say like the mains that we play, but that will.
I mean,
that's all we're ever gonna like give.
I mean, that might change. Like, I mean, like last time we talked about Overwatch, I think Kyo was a Zenyatta main and I was a main.
Oh my god, that's right. Yeah.
I think we play totally different characters now, and I bet the next time we talk about Overwatch, we're gonna be. We didn't even talk about the fact that I played Diva for a really long time. Or you know, like you played
played Winston. I played Soldier for a bit too.
You did?
I think. Yeah, for a little bit, but it was pretty. He helped me out in the climb.
We didn't talk about like the Halloween stuff that they had with that weird Junkenstein thing. Yes, that game's constantly growing, which is a really cool. Pick that game up if you're into multiplayer games. Like seriously, can't recommend that.
It's really good fun. Play with some friends too.
Definitely play with friends. I don't know if you'll have fun playing it by yourself.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to Binch Bros podcast. You can find us on your favorite social media, which is only 2 for right now. Facebook.com/BinchBros. Facebook.com/BinchBros, and also on Twitter at BinchBrosPod. Go ahead and give us a listen there, or not give us a listen, but follow us there, and you'll get updates on when we upload from there. You can also find us on our YouTube page where we play Pathfinder on our Binch Rolls series, and that's on YouTube. You can only search it right now. We need like 100 subscribers in order to change it.
How many do we have?
4.
I'll subscribe.
So
I think I have
96 subscribers left, so go ahead and please go subscribe there. And you can watch our stuff there. I don't think I'm gonna be uploading them too much on here. Maybe I'll try to figure out
the audio versions of them, you mean?
Yeah, audio versions.
Let's not do that. That's too complicated. And also it's like you should watch it. It's like it's a visual thing that we do.
Yeah, I was kind of because like I like the idea, because I listen to a lot of podcasts and they're like D&D, right? And or D&D or Pathfinder, and I just listen to it through my commune, and I can't really watch something while I'm driving, so
you commute.
My commute.
You're communing with the old ones.
That's right.
What about listening to the YouTube video while you're driving?
Yeah, it's true, but like the thing is, you have to have it on, and the only way that actually works if you have like YouTube Red, which I'm not.
What are you talking about?
Like you have to have the YouTube app on, and you have to like not turn off your phone or whatever.
No, you can play YouTube videos on your. You can play the audio only from YouTube on your phone.
We're gonna talk about that later. If you can do that, do that. Give us a listen on YouTube.
Super easy to do on iPhones.
Nice. I'm an Android, so that's the issue, possibly. But find us on Binch. Look for Binch Bros. That's BinchBros. You can also find us on iTunes. We're on there as well. Same BinchBros. And and you could also, you're probably listening to us on benchbros.com, benchbros.podbean.com.
Mm-hmm.
I've been Keo, and I'm gonna go platinum Bloodborne.
Okay.